Welcome back to Han Invest TV. Today, we're going to completely reshape how you perceive value in the crypto market. Many new investors are drawn to the allure of owning millions of tokens, believing quantity equals future wealth and financial freedom. This is a psychological trap known as unit bias. We are wired to prefer whole numbers and large quantities over fractions. However, history shows that 95% of these cheap tokens eventually bleed value against Bitcoin, leaving investors with worthless digital dust. The goal of this video is to shift your focus from gambling on lottery tickets to accumulating the hardest money ever created. You must choose between the thrill of short-term speculation and the boring yet powerful path of long-term wealth preservation and growth. Let us dismantle the illusion of cheap prices and understand why a fraction of a Bitcoin is worth more than millions elsewhere. Unit bias tricks our brains into thinking that a token priced at a fraction of a cent has more room to grow. But owning 1,000 grains of sand will never be as valuable as owning a single slice of the finest pizza. The fundamental driver of value is not the number of units you hold, but the absolute scarcity of the asset itself. There are 8 billion people on this planet, but there will never be more than 21 million Bitcoins in existence. Experts estimate that between 3 and 4 million Bitcoins have been lost forever, making the actual supply even more limited. This brings us to a critical realization. Owning just 0.1 Bitcoin is a monumental achievement in the grand scheme. If you manage to secure 0.1 Bitcoin, you are mathematically guaranteed to be in the top percentile of holders globally. Most people will never own a whole Bitcoin. In the future, owning a tenth of one will be a status symbol. We must stop thinking in terms of whole Bitcoins and start appreciating the value of accumulating Satoshis over a long period. Bitcoin is currently demonetizing other assets. It is a black hole sucking in value from gold, bonds, and real estate. The game changed when giants like BlackRock entered the arena. They are not buying meme coins, they are buying Bitcoin. Institutional ETFs are absorbing the supply at a rate that far exceeds the daily production from miners around the world. Companies like MicroStrategy are treating Bitcoin as their primary treasury reserve asset, creating a supply shock we have never seen before. The amount of Bitcoin available for purchase on exchanges is hitting multi-year lows. The liquidity crisis is real, and it is happening now. If you wait for the price to drop significantly, you might find yourself priced out forever as institutions sweep the floor. Investing in Bitcoin is not just a financial decision, it's a fundamental shift in your mindset and time preference. You begin to understand low time preference. You sacrifice immediate consumption today for a much greater purchasing power in the future. Fiat currency is designed to lose value. It's like an ice cube melting in your hand. Bitcoin is solid granite. When you hold fiat, you are running on a treadmill just to stay in the same place. Bitcoin allows you to step off. This journey requires patience. It is about planting a tree today so that you can enjoy the shade 20 years from now. Stop treating the market like a casino. The real money is made by sitting on your hands and letting the asset work. So how do we execute this? The most effective strategy for most people is dollar cost averaging, or DCA. Instead of trying to time the market, you commit to buying a fixed amount of Bitcoin at regular intervals, regardless of price. Automate this process. Remove the emotion. Let the system accumulate for you while you sleep, work, and live your life. DCA smooths out the volatility. You buy more when the price is low and less when the price is high, averaging your cost. But buying is only half the battle. You must take custody. As the saying goes, not your keys, not your coins. Leaving your Bitcoin on an exchange exposes you to counterparty risk. Exchanges can go bankrupt, get hacked, or freeze your funds. Invest in a hardware wallet. Learn how to manage your private keys. This is the only way to truly own your wealth. Self-custody turns your savings into a personal fortress that no government, bank, or corporation can confiscate or dilute without permission. We must also address the risks. Bitcoin is volatile. It can drop 50% in a month. This is not for the faint-hearted. If you can't handle a 40% drop, you don't deserve the 100% gains. Volatility is the price of performance. Critics like Nassim Taleb argue that Bitcoin could go to zero. It is important to listen to opposing views to test your conviction. There are technological risks too, such as quantum computing. However, the Bitcoin network is adaptable and can upgrade its security protocols. Bitcoin has been declared dead hundreds of times, yet after every crash it recovers and reaches new all-time highs. The media thrives on fear. Your job is to ignore the noise and focus on the fundamental signal of adoption and scarcity. The path to 0.1 Bitcoin is not easy. It requires discipline, sacrifice, and the ability to ignore the hype of shitcoins. It means skipping that expensive coffee or delaying a vacation to stack more sats. Every purchase is a trade-off against your future. Imagine a future where your savings actually grow in purchasing power, allowing you to provide a better life for your loved ones. Bitcoin is not just money, it is time. By storing your work in Bitcoin, you are preserving your life energy for the future. Banks offer you pennies for your savings, while inflation eats away your principal. Bitcoin offers you a sovereign way to escape this trap. We are witnessing the birth of a new global monetary system. You are still early, but the window of opportunity is closing. As institutions pour billions into this space, the ability for a regular person to acquire 0.1 Bitcoin becomes harder. Teach your children about sound money. The legacy you leave behind should not just be wealth, but the knowledge to preserve it. Satoshi Nakamoto gave the world a gift, a tool for freedom. It is up to you to recognize its value and act. Do not let the shiny distractions of meme coins derail your journey. They are temporary trends. Bitcoin is a permanent revolution. Stay humble. Stay stacking. The road is long, but the destination is financial sovereignty and freedom from the fiat currency system. Discipline is your greatest weapon. When everyone else is panicking, you stick to your plan. You buy, you hold, you wait. Remember to verify everything. Don't trust, verify. Learn the technicals. Understand why this network is the most secure in the world. Bitcoin is energy converted into money. It is the most secure computing network in history, protected by immense physical energy expenditure. Gold is heavy and hard to transport. Bitcoin is weightless and can be carried across borders in your head with 12 words. In a world of infinite fiat printing, Bitcoin is the only mathematical certainty. It is the anchor in a sea of chaos. Your future self will thank you for the decisions you make today. Do not let unit bias cheat you out of prosperity. The financial world is evolving rapidly. Those who adapt will thrive. Those who cling to the old ways will be left behind. We are writing history. You are part of a movement that advocates for fair, open, and neutral money for the entire world. Bitcoin is hope. It is a peaceful protest against a broken financial system that favors the wealthy and punishes the savers. Accumulation phases can be boring, but this is where the smart money is made. Be boring, be consistent, be victorious. Deep roots need to be needed to withstand strong winds. Your knowledge and conviction are the roots that will keep you grounded during volatility. Set your goal, 0.1 Bitcoin. Write it down. Make it your mission. Every Satoshi you stack brings you closer. Work hard to increase your income. The more cash flow you have, the more you can allocate to your Bitcoin savings plan.
Stay vigilant against scams. No one will give you free Bitcoin. If it sounds too good to be true, it is. Join the community. Surround yourself with other Bitcoiners who share your long-term vision. Iron sharpens iron, as they say. Nation-states are adopting Bitcoin. If countries are buying it for their reserves, why shouldn't you do the same for your family? Remember the halving. Every 4 years, the supply of new Bitcoin is cut in half. The pressure on price is programmatic. Weigh the risks against the rewards. The risk of holding 0 Bitcoin is far greater than the risk of holding some Bitcoin. The climb is worth it. Financial independence is not given, it is earned through education, discipline, and the courage to act. Think about generational wealth. Bitcoin is the only asset you can pass down to your children without any third-party interference. Education is your best investment.